I made this shirt today. I finished
You
it.
made that?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
I thought it was so funny because it's so controversial.
Yeah, that's like we're in a political.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like, yeah. Yep.
Also in Texas, where it's like, I keep trying to add somebody. Okay. Um, where there's like a lot of people doing raw milk under the radar. Like I just found out about a lady who does raw milk. I think I shared it in the group chat, that big tank, and they only do it Saturday, Sunday, a certain time,
Oh
and they're
yeah.
like, do not share it with anybody. We don't want to get caught. So
It's
like,
like bootlegging raw milk.
yeah, yeah,
That's nuts.
it's so good. So I'm just gonna be wearing this, and it'll be hilarious.
That's so cool. How'd you did you like how'd you get
Fabric
it to look like
markers,
that?
fabric markers, and then I bought a bunch of sequins, and I just have been. I took a couple days and just put it on there. I took like it probably took me 3 hours to do it all together. But I
Wow.
had
So
this
you
idea a
sewed
while ago.
all of those.
Yeah, every single one.
That's a cool shirt.
Thanks. I think
That's
it's
awesome.
so sick.
I love it.
Like also kind of rainbow colors. It is the rainbow colors, but it's not all in order. So it also looks like very left wing, you know?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's very borderline.
Yeah, especially in Texas.
Yeah, it'll be controversial
Jeez.
for many reasons.
Dude,
Uh, so I'm having a
I
good.
want one. We should all get matching ones for the
I
retreat.
I was literally thinking, I'm like, what if this is the shirt? Michael, did you see? I made the shirt.
Yeah, I want one. Let's
He's
make a dude version.
yeah,
Maybe we can have the dude version be like all black letters. That way we're distinguishable.
love it. If all the girls want ones with sequins, I can make all the girls ones with sequins. But I got these like oversized 3XL and I made it crop top for myself.
That's cool.
But it's a cotton t-shirt. It's like an old cotton t-shirt. So that'll be another asset if we do it, if we do all these shirts for the Wellness Maverick retreat. Everybody gets raw milk shirts. I think
Raw milk.
it's hilarious.
Hashtag raw milk.
Yeah. Anyways,
Okay,
Wow.
I gotta do a quick errand. I'm still listening, but I'm gonna go on mute and turn my video off.
yeah, no problem.
Okay,
Let's go.
awesome.
Evelina,
All
I
right.
got your text and I'm gonna answer actually
Perfect.
after the call. I can't wait to talk with you. It's gonna be so
Amazing. Thank you so much.
yeah.
It
It looks so pretty out there.
is really beautiful today. It was UV8. I
Oh
got
my
I got a little
God.
sun. I'm
That's
excited.
amazing.
I'm happy.
Oh
But
my
it's gonna rain at the end of this week, so
God.
we gotta soak it up.
Yeah, it was like 10 UV yesterday, and all my girlfriends got burnt, and I was like inside all day. And then today it's overcast and it's supposed to rain the rest of the week. So I'm
Oh
like,
dear.
okay, yeah, I'm just gonna tough it out being like so white until next week.
Yeah.
I'm like 5 shades lighter than everybody else because they also have the opportunity to be outside, and I like to be. I mean, I don't like to be inside. I just don't put it on my schedule to go do things outside,
Come
Right.
on.
which I need to do.
Uh-huh.
It's great. I
So,
love the sun.
where are you at right now? You look like you're at a park.
Yeah, I'm like right outside my apartment complex. There's just like a little field and there's just like it's like a grass field and I was like I'm gonna go sit outside.
That's so cute. I love that.
Wellness Maverick professional.
Oh my gosh, you're eating steak. That looks delicious.
Grass-fed ground beef burgers
Yum,
and
yum.
sweet potato fries with raw organic maple syrup
Oh, stop it. That sounds so good.
and a really good avocado mix.
I made banana pancakes this morning with
Oh,
banana and almond flour. So good.
yeah.
So delicious. Because I still am not happy with all the gluten stuff that is in the US.
Yeah.
So, and they taste so amazing. They're like, the banana is so sweet, and the almond flour adds a little texture. The eggs are a lot of protein, and my stomach's handling it really well. I usually don't do well with eggs, but banana pancakes, my body loves. So
We
it's,
got to do that at the retreat.
I'm totally gonna make those for the retreat. Absolutely. We have a lot of retreat ideas today. Did you hear Frankie in the beginning?
No, I don't think I was here.
Okay, so this shirt I made, it says raw.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I heard that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we want them for the Wellness Mavericks as the t-shirts for Wellness Mavericks.
That'd be so funny. I would love that.
So funny. Make them all cotton t-shirts.
Literally. Um, all right, well, let's get started. I'll kind of intro us here
Thank you.
if everyone's ready.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for coming, everybody. And if you're watching online, thank you too. This
Yeah,
is Wellness Mavericks.
we get great views on YouTube, guys.
We do. Honestly, it's actually crazy.
It's so good. We have a community.
So,
Continue.
literally, we're Wellness Mavericks. Thanks for coming on. Today, we're talking about a really fun topic about, well, it's actually a little bit about distraction. Gemma, can you read the title real
Yeah,
quick?
it's calling community to heightened connection.
Calling community to heightened connection. So Gemma's going to go over, she's going to share some gems. I'm going to conclude at the end. But essentially, community is very important. People are very important. And it seems that in this day and age, we've kind of disconnected from community a tad. I think during COVID, it got even worse. I know it did. And so we're going to be talking about a lot of different things community based, and just kind of like calling to higher, and kind of like shifting the, paradigm shift, kind of just like changing things around. Why are things the way they are? Like kind of question. It's almost like questioning everything. Like, why is it that? Why does it have to be that way?
Yeah.
Gemma's going to be really good. I'm going to conclude some stuff at the end, but we are Wellness Mavericks, and this is like we've been doing this since September of last year.
Yeah.
But we've been going every Monday. I think we missed like one or two maybe, but we are Wellness Mavericks, and we're a group of young people who get on every week, every Monday, and we talk about health and wellness and growth, and we feed off of each other. This specific chat today is going to be really interactive. We're going to be stopping a lot in the middle, talking to everyone, getting everyone's feedback, their personal opinions, their lessons, and we're just going to talk. But yeah, essentially, if you have anything you want to chime in at any point, you're more than welcome to. We're going to make times to do that anyways. But we really want to involve everybody and just like feed off of what we've learned as people and just grow. That's the whole thing. That's the whole theme of this. Just grow. How can we all grow together? How can we be healthy, loving people and good people? And so, Gemma, if you want to kick us off, also real quick, Wellness Mavericks retreat, July 18th to 22nd. Location will be disclosed soon. Genuinely, it will be. So just be ready, honestly. With that being said, thanks for joining, everybody. Gemma, it's all you.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that beautiful intro. Lots on community and the depth of community. With having Wellness Mavericks be online for like 6 months, there's not been like a single call where I finish and I'm not like, I wish I could give every person a hug. Like, so bad. I want that physical connection. So, so bad. And it's an innate human desire because our first senses as human beings is feeling and sensation. So they kind of go hand in hand as infants and as a human species. Like the moment we come out of the womb, we want physical touch of our mother. We want that skin to skin contact. And it's the first way before we had language was through touch and feel to connect with another human. I'm angry, I'm going to slap you. I love you, I'm going to hug you. I want to be near you, I'm just going to hold your hand. There's all these, I want to greet you, I'm going to kiss you on the cheek. Some cultures still have this in really beautiful displays of affection, whether it's just with a stranger, meeting someone for the first time, or spending time together in community. And I've, in a way, in the past few years, began to envy that because it's a form of communication that you can only have with other people if other people know how to speak it. Otherwise, if you speak it and somebody else doesn't, like physical affection, you know the language of physical touch, and someone else doesn't speak it, it's like looking at it's some the when you give it, say you hold someone's hand or you rub someone's back, they look at you like you're speaking a different language. They look at you like you're crazy. You're a little bit weird for rubbing my back or holding my hand or hugging me for a little bit too long. And it's looked at as a very weird, strange alien thing to do. in our modern day US, I know there's other countries and cultures who really accept it, but I want to touch base on it because I see it very prevalent even in my friend circle and my social circle. So I have a lot of notes here and I tried to make it as conversational as possible. So for me to stay on track, I'm just going to read through what I have and I'm going to pause to ask questions a couple times just to hear from you guys because there's some very deep points here and I really want to hear your guys' contribution. So, humans are electricity rich intelligence. We are literally light form with made with clay. If you ever heard of the creation story, we are clay with the breath of life breathed into it, which is light, water, oxygen. We are literally beings of light, and light is intense, intense energy. We can't touch the sun or we would melt. But we are sun rays in human forms that are safe for other human beings to touch. This is our ability to access deep intelligence within each other is by human physical touch. It's beautiful. Communicating first through energy is what our communication system is, and not just through touch. It's when a person walks into a room and their energy is good, brilliant, clean, high frequency. You can tell they change the entire room, and we talk about this a lot in Wellness Mavericks about when someone walks into the room, you can just like feel their presence. And I think this has a lot to do with what we put inside of our body. In this modern day, we are well equipped to enhance clarity of our energy, internal energy, every single cell, mitochondria, digestive system, microbiome. Especially with Wellness Mavericks, we talk about ways to improve our energy, our ecosystem, our internal system, we talk about all these different methods of how to improve it through supplements, morning routines, journaling, clean, good food, biohacking for the brain, you name it. We've talked about basically everything and we're trying to go even deeper. But I like to pump the brakes every once in a while and touch back on the point of why we're all here is because we're humans. And on this call, we're all kind of separated from each other. And I wish we had more moments to connect together. But we also have communities outside of this that we get to implement these practices with. And we get to go after this call and we get to hug for like 2 minutes is okay. It's okay to hug for 2 minutes. You get to go and high five someone. Get to go shake their hand. Every single moment that you do something with physical connection with another person, you're exchanging intelligence. And if you are a being of good, clean energy within your body, you are sharing the intelligence of your ancestors through the touch. Like it may seem so out there, but this is something that's real. And this is something that we've been doing since the beginning of time as human beings. And I love to talk about it. But how often do we check in on the implementation of the secondary energy amplifiers? So we do all this stuff to amplify our energy. We use essential oils on our feet. We do our morning gratitude. We do a cold shower. We do a hot sauna. We eat steak and sweet potatoes. But do we check on the implementation of that energy and how good of an effect we are having on the people around us through our connection with them? That's another language that we need to learn to speak. How often do you use your physical touch to communicate with the intelligence of another human being? And I actually really want to hear from you guys. Are there personal practices that you have where you wake up in the morning and you go greet someone with a hug? Or you walk into a room? What is your greeting practice or a way that you physically connect with another human being?
I can go. Um, I'm just a very physical touch person, so it's just like something that I always crave. And so I really appreciate it when people initiate it first, but most of the time I feel like I'm the one initiating it. But I live with like a little girl. I live with a family, and so like with her it's like easy because it's just like she wants to play, she wants to be hugged. So like I get a lot of physical touch from her. And then it's just like any of my friends like I'm hugging them, like I'll rub their back, like yeah, so I think it's just like it's a part of my everyday, like I need it. I feel like fulfilled when I get that. And so um it definitely is like a priority for me. Like I can feel the difference when I do and don't get that aspect of like love and affection.
Love it. Yes. Some of us are hardwired that way. We need it more than we need food. We need the physical touch. Boys, do any of you want to go and share a way that you implement physical touch with people as a practice, as a second impulse, an immediate impulse for you to connect with people?
I'll go. I love greeting people with a good old handshake or a nice dap or a bro hug. You'll get that good connection going. And then when I'm leaving, I'll usually give a good pats on the back. Just to let people know, like, dude, go kill it today. Love you. Be safe.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. No, I
Yeah,
think
really?
there's two of you.
I know. It's because I had to turn on my microphone and it keeps
Uh,
like it'll go away, but
okay.
okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. I think like one way like physical touch is like really big with me, like especially like with my close friends and relatives. I like handshakes, just like little small handshakes that like we do, and like we have our own different handshake, and it's just kind of like our like little thing. So it's just like a really sweet moment where we get to come back to each other and we get to just like, hey, like what's going on? And then you get to like make fun of them if they forget it or if like they don't remember it and you're like, okay, like let's try again, let's restart. But I just like I feel like handshakes like with me and like a lot of my peers is just like it's just something that really brings like a good bond because it lets us know that we're not forgetting about each other and that we're still close by like remembering it if they do. So I
Mm,
feel like that's really good.
yes. You're creating your own micro forms, micro languages with hands.
Yes, ma'am.
I love it. Yes, it speaks of literacy. Hey, Michael,
That's so good.
I love it.
I love this one. I love physical touch. I love touching people. Not in like a weird way. I love I love I used to I don't know, I've always been a hugger. Every time I meet someone, they're like, "Oh, you're a hugger." It's like they're making fun of me almost. But I think they're like joking. But like every time I meet someone, I'm always hugging them. Especially with like yeah, just with anyone, I hug them and they're like, "Oh, you're a hugger." And I'm like, I'm hugging you. I don't know. Like it's just normal. I'm meeting you. Like what am I just gonna like I'm all for handshakes and stuff in professional setting. Like I'm trying to hug, you know? And so um also I don't do this as much. So I want to like make sure I'm talking about making sure I practice what I preach, but there was a time period when I was kissing my boys on the forehead, on their foreheads, like my good friends. And I want to go back to that honestly, because it was such a powerful time. I'd be like, all right, bro, see you, and I'd like lift up their hair, grab, and they would do the same to me, and it was like, I honestly miss it. Like, yeah, it's like funny until it's not funny, and it's like
Oh,
at
good.
first they were kind of like, bro, what are you doing? Why are you kissing my forehead, bro? And then it was like, and then I was like leaving the establishment, and they were like, where's my forehead kiss? And so I want to be more on, like I want to get more on that soon, because I feel like it just breaks down so many barriers of surface levelness.
Mhm.
And so that's actually a good reminder. But no, I love touching people. Like I love rubbing people's backs, like guys, like my boys, obviously, like my girlfriend. Like I love touching, but definitely love like it's just nice. It's just nice when you put your arm around your boy and you're just like, I love you, bro. Because you obviously everyone loves their boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, but
Yeah,
I feel like we need to show more affection to our friends.
yeah,
Like, I'm trying to put my hand around you, bro. Like, put my hand on your thigh, bro. Like, I love you. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, that's weird. It's not.
yeah,
It's not weird.
yeah.
It's not weird. It's weird because you made it weird.
Yes, yes.
So anywho, I have a lot more thoughts on that, but this is such a good reminder because even last night, like I was rubbing my buddy's back in the service at church, and he's kind of like squirming in his chair. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to give you a back scratch. Like I'm just laid back with my arm around him, and he's like looking at me. He's like, he didn't say anything, but he's just like squirming, and I'm like, bro, why you gotta be like that? I'm just trying to love you, man.
I love it. That's so,
But he's warming up to it. He's warming up to it though.
Yeah. Well, that's like a way of like literally imagine speaking a different language to someone and you're just like you teach him a couple of phrases and they're like, "Okay, it's weird that you're saying this to me every time you greet me. I don't understand what you're saying." But over time they understand that it's a greeting or it's a way of saying I love you. It's another way of saying those things in a different language. And because we're not used to it, we think it's crazy and weird. Receiving love and affection. It's just another way for us to communicate. And I love your guys' shares. Those are all so inspiring. And like, I wonder if I could incorporate that with my girlfriends or my friends, like, or my siblings. Like, there is definitely a barrier. I don't know if it is with all siblings, because actually, I don't feel like I talk about this with people, but I love hugs. And there's been a few occasions recently where my siblings are like, I come up and I greet them and I just like open my arms wide and they will give me a hug. But there were years growing up where I'm like, I could count like maybe two or three times my sister has opened up to give me a hug, or my brother opened up to give me a hug, like in a year, two or three times. That's crazy, but sometimes it exists. And it just shows the proficiency of that language being used in the context of someone you love. I do it every morning with my mom. I will come up and just give her a hug and just like hold her and stand there with her. And then I'll like open up to where I could look at her face, but like still like her arms are around my waist, my arms are around her shoulders, and I'm just looking at her, holding her face, running my hands through her hair. Because there's been so many like close to death experiences I've had and lived through with my mom. And I'm so grateful to have her. And I get to remember her face every single time I have her in front of me. So, yeah, she's probably my favorite person to practice daily affection with. Like, yeah, I have a boyfriend, but I don't see him every day. And I've been practicing affection with my mom much longer than I have anybody else. So, moving on, our beings are enriched and encoded with information filed away within every cell, every single cell of our being. We carry the handyman talent of our grandfather. We possess the skill of seamstressing from our grandmother. We garden and tend to nature like our great great grandparents. Some incredible skills, talents, intelligence, like active and dormant in our beings, available to water the being of another. So I'm going to pause here just on this concept alone. We carry the intelligence of up to 40 is the furthest most measured DNA within the human being, within our within our DNA as human beings. 40 generations back, okay? How much intelligence can we access just from your own lineage? Activate through behavior, whether it's like I'm a super reader and I know my great 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 grandfather was as like an incredible reader, a historian, a storyteller, a writer, or the gift or the talent of drawing and painting and sketching or whatever, creating portraits. It just comes so easy to me. I'm able to do it. And I know all my aunts do it. I know my grandma does it. My great grandma does it. They've always been really good with their hands. And somehow it just flows out of me. That's encoded in my genes. And when I'm around people and I touch them, that intelligence is transferred to them. That presence of 40 plus generations back of my ancestry is being transferred to another being that's sitting next to me. But not only by the genius that has been passed from 40 generations of your bloodline, also the brilliance of your close friends, family, and loved ones. We can consciously harvest this intelligence at a mere touch of another being. So I want to give you guys a few examples just recently of how we can reshape the people around us with physical touch and we can improve their lives by physical touch. Um, and I'm just going to give my personal examples. I have been practicing doing massage with essential oils for the past like 2 years, and then slowly learning about how profound essential oils are at relaxing the nervous system, getting access to deeper tissues, blah, blah, blah. And we also know that our emotions and our issues, the things that are stored in our mind, the things that we don't process, they're stored in our tissues, in the tissues of our body, our bones, our muscles, our blood cells, all this, okay? And I love giving massages to my friends. I like it's probably my favorite way to have a deep moment of connection with any one of my girlfriends. And I even have given it like platonically to some of my guy friends. I'm like, just don't be weird about it. I'm just gonna give you a massage because it's gonna help you, okay? And I just put on a little doctor coat and do a little massage. Um, but I was doing it to one of my girlfriends, and this is just recently. And she's had a really hard experience with relaxing her body for like the past 7 years. And no practitioner has been actually able to like break her body down and fix her from trauma or injuries that she's had over the past 7 years. And I know because of the study that I've done that the nervous system needs to relax and feel safe in order for the tissue to reorganize, no matter how much massage that you do to it. You need to have your nervous system feel safe. How do we feel safe? Is by touch and sensation and connection with loved ones. If we're being touched and connected with people who we feel threatened by or we fear, our nervous system is going to act like a brick wall 10 feet around us, and we're not going to allow that energy in. And it's also going to make us more brittle. So when we're in the presence of someone we love, so I'm doing my massage on my friend who she trusts me, she's in my home, she feels safe, all these things. I'm doing this massage and I do some like simple basic like touch points on her shoulders, on her low back, on her feet. I like really get in there and I massage her feet, like I'll apply some good pressure. And I'm not a masseuse by any means, but at the end of it, she's like, wow, that made me emotional. You touched parts of my body that have never been touched before. And that access to the tissue, her feeling safe, obviously the essential oils definitely play a part. The tissue being broken up in that environment of safety allowed for a reorganization and an unleashing of emotion that was not otherwise able to be accessed by anybody else because she felt safe with me. And our human touch and our physical contact, our energy can have that effect on another person. And we have a beautiful name for this. It's called friends and loved ones. But we can also have this with anyone when we have an open heart and we're able to receive them into our presence and not be weird about it. So that's one example I have. I actually wanted to hear if any of you guys have had a beautiful example of like giving somebody a hug and they feel some kind of profound healing experience, or you knew that person was your friend when they gave you a back massage or something. Like what was a moment where you felt beyond the greeting that you felt deeply connected with another person? I would love to hear from you guys.
I got something real quick. This is more of a broad statement, but I'll share it. I think I think in stages of grief or when people are going through grief, I think like physical touch is so huge. I feel like in every instance I've experienced where there's been grief or pain, physical touch has always been like it's almost like where if anyone's been through something like this or been through anything like really grieving, losing a loved one or just anything like that specific, you almost know like words aren't really going to do anything.
Yeah.
Words aren't going to fix anything. Not that a hug will either, but there's a certain type of like love and feeling you get when there's no words that's being spoken. It's just love, just like genuine love. But it feel like during seasons of grief, I feel like it's so clear, and I would like to hear what y'all. I know you guys are going to answer on your own too, but while you're answering, I'd like to hear if you agree with that because at least what I've noticed is like in those seasons of grief, like a hug can go such a long way. Hug, holding someone's hand, just being touched is like wow. Like, and I know everyone's different, and so but I know for me and others around, you know, just being around them, being in the presence, touching them, holding them, it can be so nurturing and healing. Even no matter the circumstance, it's almost like when that person's holding you, it's like there's like a peace. And so I just that I think that qualifies as healing in a way, of like a feeling of like being nurtured. Even like a baby's crying, you hold a baby, right? You hold a baby in your arms, and the baby, I mean, sometimes will stop crying. Um, depending on the baby, obviously. Um, but
It's our first
yeah, let me
instinct.
know.
It's our first instinct is to hold a baby when they're crying and pat
Right.
them on the back, like create rhythm, create a beat, create
Yes.
and the tension of holding someone. Like you can like lightly pat someone on
Well,
the back, or you can deeply hold them close to you, you know?
right. And it's like it's like when it's real and when it's fake. Like those like side hugs that are like superficial. It's like and we can sense it. It really is it's like a unlocked, it's like a hidden language. Um but even like babies, we can't like talk to them. We can't like try and reason with them. Be like, "Hey, stop crying. Everything's fine. Like what's wrong?" Like we have to like hold them because they literally can't speak. So it's literally a language. It's like one of the first languages they learn. Um, and so it is kind of interesting. That's kind of like a whole idea in itself, that like we really do speak a whole nother language, and it's the first language we're really taught. When we can't speak, right? And even like when someone's upset with you, you give them a hug, you hold them, you talk it through. It's like I don't know what it is, but there's like healing in it, of like being like, I'm here, like we're here together. There's not distance. It's almost like saying I love you without saying it, like
Mhm.
true, genuine touch.
Mhm. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. I can remember key people who gave me hugs in times that I was deeply emotional or like deeply grieving something. Um, and those hugs, they have like a certain imprinting on my body that just like it helped me release it or process it or something. But it's honestly it's like a second metabolism when you're able to give someone a hug while they're going through grief. It's like you're helping them literally digest the grief, like as if it's going through your stomach, and they just literally gave you enzymes in order to digest the grief better, metabolize it. It literally just feels like that. And the fact that we can remember, I can personally remember every single time that that's happened to me, a person who has given me a hug in that time. Yeah.
I totally agree. And then Michael, I definitely agree on you with what you said about like, like when people are like grieving and like going through something. I feel like that's like when like everyone needs to be there most for them, especially like those deep hugs, not just those like little like, hey, nice to see you, like those like holding hugs, like, pat on the shoulder, let them know that you're there. But like one thing that like I also am like really big on is like eye contact. I feel like making eye contact with your friends and just like letting them know that like you're there. Like a lot of my friends, they don't like making eye contact for some reason. They get like really, really nervous around other people. So like when I'm talking to them, like I like to be like very personal, very like up close in their face, like, hey, how are you doing? Like what's going on with you? To like really let them know that like I'm there for them and like everything's gonna be okay. But like what Michael said about, like someone dealing through grieving times, like I feel like that's literally like the spot on like part, like when you're supposed to really just like be there for them and give them those like hugs, like, well, like I'm here for you if you need anything. Like it is really saying I love you without actually saying it. And like stuff like that goes a long way, because like when friends like that need someone to lean on, like you're the person that they're coming to, you're the person that they're going to value the most in that situation. So Michael, I totally agree with you on what you said there, boss.
Thank you. That's so good. Evelina, you got something?
Yes. Yeah. So the first thing that came to my mind, I think I agree obviously with what Michael is saying. I think it's like every time that like I'm in my head or like, feeling down or whatever, the energy's low, I just want to be held. Like that's just the craving I have. Like I don't necessarily want anyone to say anything to me. Like there's just like there is like something so powerful about just being held. But when I was on a mission trip in Peru. It was a really powerful moment of just like touch. I don't speak Spanish, and so we just taught on forgiveness, and we had like the whole team come stand in the front, and if people wanted to just like forgive someone, they came to one of us and just said their name, and then we like prayed over them. And I had this one girl come up to me, and she was like, she was forgiving her dad. And obviously I don't speak Spanish, so it was like, and there wasn't really a translator next to me, so I just like grabbed her hands and I started praying for her, and she was grabbing my hands so tightly I was like losing blood circulation, but there was just like she was like weeping, and there was just like a release for her that like even after like I got to just like hug her and hold her, and like that was just like a significant moment like of like wow, like physical touch and just like even prayer like all together, the way that it's just like helping someone release and heal and forgive.
That's so beautiful. I just love that so much. Thank you guys for choosing to be vulnerable and sharing it. I think there's also something to be said about human beings being, in a certain degree, really terrible at communicating with words. But because touch and sense and feeling is our first language, we're really good at using that and communicating through it. Whether we want someone to be there, we need them close, whether we need them to process something with us, or if we want them to stand back and get away, like you can feel it from people. And I think it's one of the only ways that we can communicate with profound accuracy, because our energy speaks louder than words and speaks better than words, because like I said, we can't really use our language to the best of our abilities most of the time to express what we're really feeling. And I think our energy inside of our bodies, our thoughts, they're heard through our presence and through our touch.
Yeah.
And it can transcend languages, like Evie said. It literally transcends languages, and you process something and you didn't even speak the same language with her.
Yeah. I do think it's a beautiful thing, and I want to get better at it. So this is always such a good reminder. But just like it's just like letting your people know that you love them, you know? Even that eye contact thing, that's huge. That's like a whole different type of like physical, you know. But I feel like that's something I can really work on too. Both things for sure, but the eye contact one is huge. Thanks for sharing that, Noah, 'cause yeah, dude, that's huge. I mean, it's just like letting people know you're focused on, like you're there, you know, like you're not gonna pick up your phone like halfway through the conversation, like you're there, you know, it's like it speaks volume. It really does. Um, so yeah, that's so good, bro.
Yeah. I feel very exposed when I like am present with someone, but my eye contact strays, and then I go back to looking at them in the eye, and they've been watching me the whole time. And they notice that my eye contact has gone away, and I'm like, man, they know I wasn't listening, even though I was listening, but I wasn't looking at them in the eye. And it's a moment that it speaks louder than I could ever even say, because they read with my body language that my attention strayed. And it's a
Yeah.
point of exposure that like you can't even communicate better than that. That's
Oh,
funny. I know
yeesh.
we both felt it. Okay, so I'm gonna get back to this, and we're just gonna wrap up on this note. We right now are walking as a culture of literal zombies, deprived of human touch. I first witnessed this touch get weird um, in 2020, right after, like during that time and right after, where now we have to warn or apologize for a minor graze of the skin or a 3 millisecond hug. I'm just gonna warn you, I'm gonna give you a quick hug. Or you touch someone, you graze someone, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And like you're in a meeting and you accidentally like sitting across from someone in a coffee shop, and you cross your legs underneath the table, or you move your legs and you accidentally touch their foot. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, why do we need to apologize for that? That's like, it's such a crazy, it's a use of words that is not necessary, but it's become necessary only in recent years. Like, I don't think I ever witnessed my parents behave that way. Um, but I've witnessed myself begin to behave that way because of other people around me. or explain to others that you're very physically affectionate. Like having to explain, like, hey, just fair warning, I'm very physically affectionate. Like, I'm gonna get my cooties all over you. Just gotta tell you, I have to forewarn that I'm gonna be communicating avidly in multiple ways that I love your presence around me. Um, or we have to ward it off altogether, um, because certain people have been sterilized to casual affection. Our first language as a species, as infants, is feeling and touch, like we've said so many times already. Yet, somewhere along the way, this society has begun to reserve it only for the infants or the elderly or the sick and the dying. That's when we sit by their bedside and we hold their hands and we give them extra long hugs. Or when they're not feeling well, we give them extra long hugs.
What are you talking about?
Hey, welcome. Sorry, you kind of came in on a heavy note, but
Up,
welcome
Gertie.
nevertheless.
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. I
We're
don't know.
just talking
I've never
about, go ahead. Oh, you muted yourself. We're just
my
talking
friend.
about, go ahead.
You're good.
Um, about physical touch and how we communicate that as our first language.
Okay. Perfect.
And then
Cool.
we live in a world, society right now of zombies who are very afraid, have to warn and apologize of touching someone, grazing someone for 2 seconds. And I have friends who are very like, um, opposed to hugs. And there's occasions where they accept it, and there's occasions where like, I don't like hugs, like I don't do that or whatever. And it's a difficult hump to get over because for me, I was raised in a very affectionate home. And I feel like I was very affectionate growing up. But going through the phase after 2020 and during 2020 and after, I was born and raised in Washington State. It's very liberal, very much like everybody took the opportunity to put on a mask so they didn't have to look or touch or be near other people. Like they
Yeah.
needed that separation. And then after that, it was an excuse to never touch someone again because they might give you something that you fear more than life itself, you know?
Yeah. Hey, real quick, Gemma, can I cue
Peace.
something in? All right, real quick. Jake just hopped on a call. This is like the king of physical touch. Jake, we're talking about physical touch tonight and about love and affectionate. Remember when we used to kiss each other on our foreheads? All right, maybe not, but I want you to cue in. Turn your mic off if you can. I want you to cue in on your thoughts on physical touch, not just with Julia, but with like the boys, with everybody. You're the guy who honestly, like, you introduced me into physical touch with my bros, and we're just talking about the human connection. You should probably rewatch this video. But bro, what's your view on physical touch, touching your friends, touching people around you, just showing love without words via physical?
Dude, yeah. Can y'all hear me all right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me okay? Okay, sick, sick. I'm in some gnarly Austin traffic right now. It's raining. But yeah, dude, that's so cool. Man, I love physical touch. Um, yeah, I think when it comes to your friend relationships, I think it's underrated. And I think, yeah, like well, how Michael was saying, like I came to a point where it's like I show and receive love very physically. It's just how I'm wired. And like it's like I'm touchy with like my girlfriend. Like I'm super touchy with all my guy friends. Like a lot. And I think it's like and it's not weird because we're not insecure. I think that's a huge thing.
Yes.
It's like we are like in my identity as a follower of Christ and just a man who is like straight, right? But it's like I know like who I am in my masculinity and I know what makes up a man and it's not this macho have it together which is just covering up insecurities. That's all that really is. And it's like so in my and this is personal preference, but it's like in my security like I know I can be physical like with the homies and it's actually like not like a weird way, but it's like I'm like always like patting them on the back or I'm always like hugging them or I'm always just like we kiss each other on the forehead like and it actually was like a really y'all still hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, it was actually like a really beautiful thing because it showed like intimacy, and you can show intimacy in a lot of ways, but physically you can show a lot of intimacy that's not sexual. And so it's like when me and Michael kissed on the forehead, like it actually meant something to us, even though it was kind of goofy. Like it meant something to us. But I have a friend down here named Marcus who I'm constantly like grabbing and like doing stuff, and it just shows how much I love him. And it's actually just a really good way to like, I don't know. I feel like it's a point of connection, and but to have that, there's a sense of vulnerability that you have to have of like not having your guard up and having security. And like the last thing I like personally is like when I'm around a group of guys and they're like, "Oh no, that's gay, bro." I'm just being real. Like it's not freaking gay, dude. Like I'm not freaking gay. I just like to be physical with the guys, and it's literally how I show connection and stuff. And it's not in a weird way, but it's just like I love hugs and I love just like pat each other's back and slap each other's butts sometimes. Honestly, it's joking. Like it's a lot of joking, and it's just like it's just how I've like it's how I've like all my tight relationships are like that. And I've had a girlfriend for 2.5 years, and I've never struggled with like anything homosexuality. And so it's like I don't know. It's honestly like changed a lot of my relationships. It's changed a lot of my relationships in the best way possible. And like a lot of these guys that I'm gonna do life with forever, and like hopefully have lifelong friends. Like we're just secure in our masculinity, and we know like masculinity doesn't come from a lack of vulnerability, which the mask of vulnerability is just pride. And so our relationships aren't just built on pride, but it's built on vulnerable, like intimate connection. And sometimes that comes like physically.
It's so
That's
good,
what I'd
bro.
say.
That's
So
probably the
good.
best way you could have ever said it. That was great.
So amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I want to say the
Yeah. Thanks for letting me
actual
talk about that.
thank you so much for especially the point on masculinity and it being a secure form, a secure expression of it, because I think that is, I don't think I've ever heard it talked about like that. But when you say it, I see it, and I see it in the men around me. And that's exactly what it is. It's security or pride. And shying away from vulnerability and hiding it as if it's something that you shouldn't show to anybody. I think that's beautiful. I think it's so beautiful that you tap into that and you encourage that language of vulnerability and security with your friends, with your guy friends. That's just so good.
Totally.
It's so good.
Yeah, that's really good,
So
Jacob.
yes. And also,
Yeah. Thanks.
I want to note how everybody was like laughing and smiling so big because we know what it feels like when people are secure and intimate and vulnerable around us. And we're like, oh my God, I love that feeling. And we're all like, can't help but smile and just be laughing and just having a good time, even just talking about it. We're all in
Yeah.
different locations where nobody's close to each other right now. And we're just having such a good time talking about physical touch.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
so fun. Yeah, because Michael was laughing because it's like that's just a big part of our relationship, and people are always like, "All right, yeah." I don't know how deep. I don't know what I can say or what can't say, but like we're just super comfortable, and I think that just shows like a brotherhood of like I don't know. And some people aren't like that, and I think that's a thing to acknowledge too. Is like some people just aren't wired like that, and so not it could like maybe they're not even insecure, maybe they are secure in their masculinity, maybe they're not prideful, but they just don't express touch that way. But I think it's still good even if you don't express like love that way, that you still like are educated on it to know that it's okay. Maybe it's not the way you operate. Does that make sense? So I think there's another side to it too. It's like some people don't get it, and that's fine. And it's like, but like I think it's like knowing though, like like there is fruit to it, and that's not just weird. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
especially that brotherhood part. I think for a nice little butt tap to the bros, like ah boy, like that goes like far. That goes a long way. And I feel like most these days, like a butt tap is not good. It's like there's gonna be like people like wait a second, like what's going on? But you're just like dude, like I'll literally tickle you right now. Like I feel like it's think, bro, that's just I want to bring that back, like a nice solid like butt tap. That's really gonna like that's amazing. You know?
Bro, I'm so glad you said that, dude. I do at least 2 butt taps a day with the homies down here. It's part of the regimen. And so, man, I love your mindset on that, dude. I need more guys like you around me, honestly.
Honestly, dude, like we should meet up a time where you could just like have that happen if you're down.
Yo, that's hilarious. I love that. That's so funny.
Amazing. Amazing.
Oh,
That is exactly the energy I needed for the close. That was so perfect. Michael, Michael is as if he's experiencing it right now, the tickle in the butt.
no, I just know what it's like to get a butt tap from Jake, and I honestly miss it. It's been too long. I just know what it's like. It's been way too long. Oh man.
I love
He
the
speaks from
vulnerability.
truth.
I
He
love the
speaks from truth. Like this is really how he lives. There's nothing exaggerated about any of this. Genuinely.
Dude, it's freeing, man. It's just like, oh, it's so cool not to like always have a guard up and like always trying to prove yourself. Like, and just letting that down. And like, anyways, it's more than just physical touch, but like in that, it's like, man, like we're homies. Like, and there's something I'm so like like freeing about like what Noah was saying. Yeah, I just couldn't agree more. It's great.
Yeah, it goes a long way. Any shape or form of it goes a long way. And I think that is a form of sensation that brings us very deep into connecting with our physical bodies and the bodies of other people in not a weird way. And it's a beautiful way. So I was on a very like negative trajectory with the closing of this call, but I want to actually bring it back to ground level of awareness of what the world around us looks like. And I believe these are forms of numbing agents, numbing substances that is today in place of physical touch because we've become so estranged to it and depleted of it. Alcohol, smoking, social media, gaming, binge watching, doom scrolling, and the list can go on. I'm sure you guys have a few other things, but they have all taken on the role of hugs, hand holding, a kiss on the cheek, in greeting, a back rub, foot massages, or foot washing. Like we know in the Bible, when they would come into someone's home, you would get your feet washed by another human. They would literally wash each other's feet. And it was an act of service, an act of love, of camaraderie, of brotherhood, of sisterhood. There's so many examples of that in the scripture also of just affection and kissing someone and hugging someone, holding someone, washing someone's feet. Um, but we have in this modern day, in this modern society, numbing agents in place of human intelligence and the intelligence we can share by touch and acts of service, acts of affection, acts of presence with another human being. So the first part of this call was really about sharing the intelligence within your DNA and your subconscious that you don't know that you're transferring. But when you touch someone with affection, with intention, even just passively being in the presence of another person and holding their hand, sitting around the dinner table holding hands when you're praying. It's a really regular practice in my family to hold hands, and we'll have people over like, okay, everybody hold hands, and it's weird for someone. For some people, you can tell their palms get sweaty and they get squirmy and they like pinch your fingertips. They're like barely holding on, but it's a form of literally everyone in the room is connected in one way or another, and you can have it be fun or you could have it be like literally ritualistic of the way you greet someone or the way you pray with another person. Um, and I think it's a beautiful way we can learn more to speak with one another and also like in our community reinforce other ways of communicating with each other through physical touch. So Michael, if you want to close for us, thank you
so good.
for jumping on. This was such a great conversation. I'm so happy
That
with
was so good.
that.
I definitely just learned with some. I'm ending today with some new outlooks here, and I'm grateful. It makes me grateful too, and I'm definitely going out and touching probably everyone I see tomorrow and today, and I'm excited, and I feel renewed, and so it's just such a good reminder. But I'm glad and I'm grateful for everyone that shared. I wish I could touch you all right now, honestly. That's the only thing I would change, in like a loving way. Um, um. So, anywho, thanks for hopping on. Wellness Mavericks Retreat. If you guys didn't know, July 18 to 22nd, we're all gonna be there. We can touch then. So probably be somewhere out west. But yeah, thanks for hopping on, guys. I hope you guys learned something. There's gonna be a recording here if you hopped on late and if you wanted to hit the beginning for more of like the actual like science and stuff and like just kind of like the benefit and like the DNA and what we have with touch and transfer of generations with each touch, kind of how powerful it is. So if you hopped on late, I would definitely recommend rewatching the beginning because it's actually crazy the history behind it and the energy we're actually transferring when we touch. It's not just like touching; it's so much deeper, and so it's pretty wild stuff. So, anywho, yeah. But thanks for hopping on, everybody. Love all of you, and hope you guys learned something and have a great week. And go touch some people and look in their eyes.
For sure. For sure.
Love you guys
Let's
so
go.
much.
Y'all take care.
Bye. Have a good one, guys.
Bye. See ya.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
This was legendary.
Peace.
Legendary.
Peace.
Love
Love
y'all.
you.
Can't wait to touch Jacob and Michael.
Yeah, bro. Hey, I'll follow you on Instagram. Do you have Instagram?
I do. I haven't been to Upper Room in a while, man. I need to go.
Oh, dude. Do you live in Dallas?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Have we met?
We met when Michael was back in Texas.
Bro, that's you. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, dude. I remember now. I didn't recognize you for a second. Yo,
I
I
know,
remember,
bro.
dude. That's weird, bro. Dude, when I'm back in Dallas, bro,
For
if
sure.
I go, I'll let you know. I'm in Austin right now, but here, just send your Instagram to either Michael or like a group chat or something, and I'll follow you.
Okay, sounds good, bro. I
All
appreciate
right.
you.
All right, peace.
All
Bye,
right,
guys.
bye. Bye, goodbye.
I appreciate you guys so much. Bye bye.
Bye.